I am Charmin Bates, the founder and CEO of Creative Girls Rock, and I am the project manager over this wonderful mural opportunity.
I am Elisheba Mrozik, lead artist and owner of Queen Bee Ink and One Drop Ink Tattoo, and I am the artist over the design and implementation of this amazing mural project. Wow, so I loved art from a very young age. I was first told that I had some talent in kindergarten by my kindergarten art teacher. She told my mom that I needed to get extra classes to develop my talent, and I have been drawing, painting, and creating ever since.
I first discovered my love for art and creativity. I'm really big in arts and crafts. So when I was a little girl, my dad actually built my doll houses, and we worked together. Like, we picked out the wallpaper. You remember those wooden, doll houses? I used to collect them, and I want to get one now. But we would do those projects when he would get off of work, and that was just something that was like instilled in me, and I just love putting things together with my hands, and that's how I got into like crafts. And I did ballet, I did tap, I did gymnastics, and so my parents did a really good job of keeping me involved in performing arts, visual arts, all the arts, and that's when I fell in love.
So I would say that my artistic style is just authentically a collection of my lived experiences and existence as a woman, as a Black woman, and as just an unorthodox person who's experienced a lot of things. I went to high school. I went to Japan as a foreign exchange student. That really gave me a lot of inspiration and kind of set the trajectory of identity in my work, in my life, and representation, and just understanding that there's so many layers to everything, and I like to put a lot of layers in my work, a lot of symbolism, a lot of hidden gems to get you to think and look. So layering and research is really heavy behind what I do, and it's just Elisheba style. I don't know what else to call it, but it's like maybe a mix of, like, if you took a pot and you mixed up traditional Japanese art and anime and African patterns and motifs and color theory and bright, bold splashes of color and mixed it all up with tattoos, that would be my style. So this was actually a fun but challenging process because there are not a lot of images of the amazing people, even though they were really influential and prominent figures in making Nashville more equitable and making America more equitable. They didn't sit down for grand portraits. They were regular, everyday people who were just fighting for decency, respect, and equality. And so trying to make visual versions that would pop and not be, nothing wrong with a black and gray portrait, but something that was more dynamic and really fit in within my style. And so using my skills as an artist to be able to draw and taking their photos and modifying them using my iPad, using Procreate, and making the layering process of adding textures, adding other types of color and brushstroke and things that would pull out the images and make them less flat, and create versions of these amazing people that really reflected my style and energy, but also kept their likeness and the integrity of themselves within the piece. I really enjoy taking and just making things go boom, and Procreate, Photoshop, and all of these different tools really allow me to take something that is very much not clear and not, perfect and turn it into something that's dope.
Commitment to education aligns perfectly with Creative Girls Rock. Our mission is to educate and empower individuals through creative arts and community engagement. So his fight for social justice and legal and just his advocacy, and that aligns perfectly with us because we're advocating on how arts ties into the community, how it ties into mental health and overall performance. There's truly power in art. I hope that individuals take away, they're inspired and they appreciate the work and the legends that we have outlined in this mural. It's not just a mural, right? It's a call to action and to educate and inspire, which is tied into Creative Girls Rock mission to learn about your community, to pour back into the community. Elisheba and I, we are community. We started in the community. And so that's really big for me with the community engagement piece, which is why we tie that into this mural project, incorporating the community. What are some things or some individuals that you would like to see as it ties into Dr. Looby? So Elisheba did a really good job of capturing all that in one mural. I'm just honored to stand here today, besides Queen Bee, and besides this mural that I believe will definitely, just empower the community.
So I really hope people take away a genuine sense of engagement with this, a general sense of ownership, because I really enjoyed the community engagement sessions. I learned a lot that I couldn't find out from just books and just online research about Dr. Looby. It really took me meeting people who knew about his legacy, shared his legacy, to find the right pieces. I would have never known about Ludi Lytle and the Ewings, who were the first Black lawyers in Tennessee, so that Looby would be able to use their, steps to be able to lift himself up and to become the lawyer that would lead this fight, and this legal team that really made it happen so that we could be here right now, that I could have this job. I really hope people take away that sense of ownership and that they understand how much representation matters in the right way, right? Knowing who these people are that got us to this point and honoring their legacy, because we need to hold on to that right now. We need to hold on and know where we came from, how we got here, and what we need to continue that fight.
Because I learned so much about Grafta Looby. She was an educator. And again, education, we educate and inspire individuals to tap into their creative talents, because we truly believe there's power in, I don't know what I'm trying to say. God is trying to expression. Yeah. Expression. Absolutely. Yes.
How much the things that we see, even in passing, affect how we think, how we act. Everything is a form of propaganda, and in this case, it is positive and educational and impactful on the day-to-day. You see these people in a bright, bold color. It is expressive. It's not a blend-in thing. It's a standout thing, and every individual on here was a standout individual. From what I read about him, I think he would be really shy. I feel like he was a very quiet guy, even though he was in the public spotlight dealing with these. It's because he was passionate, you know. He didn't ask for pomp and circumstance. He didn't ask for fanfare. He just asked for that equity, that equality, and that fairness for his community and his people. And so I think he would, you know, be honored and, you know, a little shy about it, because he's like, you know, I'm just glad that I was able to get these things happen for my people and for my community.
And I agree. I think he would just have a sense of gratitude just at all over kind of when you're in the work, it's hard for you to like really see the impact that you have. And I can speak from experience, you know, when you're head down and you're just constantly grinding. But when you take a look back and you can see the fruits of your labor, you can see the other lawyers who have come into your path because of, you know, you speaking up and you providing these resources for, you know, just Black people. Right? So I think, yes, he would be shy, but he would also feel humbled and just grateful that we express that through art.
I will add that, you know, I think he would be really excited that there was an honoring of the work that they did, and that there are people who genuinely care about and continue the legacy for not just Black community and our community, but for every person of color, every human here in Nashville.
So I just want to give a huge thank you to the Metro Arts Commission for allowing us to have this opportunity. It's always an honor to work with Elisheba. I learned so much from her. As I mentioned, I'm big on arts and crafts and like with my hands, and I learned so much from her on like how to blend, how to mix colors. And so I appreciate that, because I'm like, with creatives, like we're all over the place, but like I have the skill set where I'm all over the place, but then I have the structure as well. And I feel like I bring that into our relationship where Elisheba has all these ideas and I'm like, ooh, I like that. And then I put it on paper. Like that's how we bounce off each other and I just appreciate the relationship with Elisheba, and then meeting our young artists that have worked a part of this, our assistants. And so, yeah.
I am grateful as well to Metro Arts and also to Charmin and Creative Girls Rock. We've been working together now for 5 years, 6 years, and it's been an awesome ride and experience in creative engagement with communities, with schools, with youth, with seniors, with adults. And it's expanded, you know, myself as a tattooer who, you know, gets to be around and talk to a lot of people, but very much one-on-one. It's giving me more opportunities to connect with the wider community. So like shout out North Nashville and shout out to Kamara Stevens, my main lovely young assistant, who is an amazing, phenomenal artist. She's 17, you know, she comes after school to help. She's dedicated to her craft and creativity, and she's going to be a phenomenal force in the art world as she continues to grow in her career. I want to thank, you know, my family for dealing with me being up late, working on this all the time. They really support my art, and just every person who came through and laid hands on it. I invited the community in. This was a true community project. While I did paint the majority of this, I told artists, you know, hey, you got a time? Come through, lay hands on it, learn about this new material, Polytab, you know, check out this paint that I'm using now for the first time. And people can work on things and I can come in and clean it up, you know, if need be. But, you know, I had friends from Jerry's Artorama. Amanda came through, slapped some paint on it, you know, just different people from the community just came through and got to put their hands in it. And so I love that, you know. It's lonely up here with my music sometimes, so I enjoy people coming through and being a part of it.
Yeah. So yeah, huge thanks to the community, and a special thanks to Creative Girls Rock creative director Brian Williams, who captures literally everything, and how his ability to tell a story from the different pieces that he captures from Elisheba and I. Because when I look at these videos, I'm like, oh my God, like, again, you take a step back because you're so in tune with the actual project. But when you see these videos come about, or just how he tells the story, it's like, wow, I felt that. So kudos to, again, the creative director, Brian Williams. Shout out to Laws Ace of Film.
Yes, Laws of Ace.
Yes, Laws of Ace, absolutely.
Shout
and
out
the community.
To Terry, too. Terry Lynn, most amazing assistant on the planet.
She is.
Just gotta put her in there. I want to dedicate this to my mom, too, by the way. My mom has supported my art my whole life, you know, and I've been working on this through a super difficult time when she passed away, so that's for her.
We got this, girl.
It's been good.
It's been good, yeah. So you can tap in and be that creative girl that rocks, but visit our website, www.creativegirlsrock.org. All of our information is on there. Join our email list. You can also join our YouTube channel. Subscribe. We have all of our work, our past project and our future projects that will be on our YouTube channel. So Instagram, Facebook, everything is Creative Girls Rock.
Yes, you can catch me on CGR videos, but also at queenbeeink.com. That's queenbeeink.com. Now, I do all kind of art. I love to do murals and public art. I also have a long history in tattoos, the first Black tattooer in Middle Tennessee. I also do sculpture and just whatever. And so you can catch me out here in these streets making it happen with paint and a brush or a spray can or a chisel. It don't even. So Queen Bee Ink on everything, on the website, on social medias. You can see projects upcoming, stuff happening in the studio. Join my Patreon, support the personal work, hit the tattoo shop, One Drop Ink.